Hi, everyone. We are here with another author interview and with the lovely Abby Jimenez.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We are so glad to have you. And we're just going to jump into our Would You Rathers because this is always so much fun. Ashley, would you like to start us off?
Sure. Okay, Abby, would you rather listen to Pentatonics on repeat or Michael Bublé on repeat for the entire Christmas season?
Oh, Bublé for sure. You have to. That's like the sound of Pottery Barn in December. You've got to do Bublé.
Okay, would you rather be stuck in a scene from Home Alone or stuck in a scene from Christmas Vacation?
Christmas Vacation. Every time I watch Home Alone, like now that I'm an adult and I'm a parent, I'm like, they're going to die. Like you can't just hit somebody in the face with a brick. Like that's awful. Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely not Home Alone.
Okay.
Okay, would you rather ride the Polar Express or ride in Santa's sleigh?
I think the sleigh would be really cold, like really, really cold. So I'm going to say the Polar Express. Also, does a bathroom.
So do you not like cold?
I mean, I live in Minnesota, so I can tolerate cold, but like there's just a different kind of, like when there's wind and there's cold, like that's just a different cold, man.
Terrible.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
That's like chapping.
Agreed.
Like you would get off that sleigh, you would be chapped. Like
your cheeks would just be like red and cracked.
Yeah, nobody needs that.
No. Okay. For our last one, this one is a new one we added to the list because it's so good. Okay. Would you rather have Christmas tree tinsel for hair or have fingernails that light up like Christmas lights?
Oh my gosh. Can you turn the fingernails off?
I don't know.
Like when you go to sleep
you click them?
I'm going to say,
I don't know. You can't turn them off. You have to like put on gloves or something.
Then I'd go with the tinsel hair because I wouldn't want my poor husband to like to sleep next to me and I'm blinking.
Can you even imagine like fingernails? Like it's so funny. Okay.
Would you,
right, Ash?
We're going to jump into just like the regular holiday questions now that are less funny, but more personal. Do you have a favorite holiday treat?
Yeah. So I'm Sicilian. So I grew up eating like cannolis and, all the fabulous Italian baked goods. And every holiday season I make these like Italian, we call them S cookies. They're shaped like an S. And they're almondy and vanilla and they're like really, really good. And you put them in a tin and they last for like weeks and weeks and weeks and you dunk them in your coffee. And that's like my favorite holiday treat probably.
That sounds.
Do you have to, is it like a cookie cutter or do you like pipe them as an S?
No, so you
or like rope them or something.
Yeah, you rope them, you roll them out and then you shape them and then bake them up. And they're kind of like hard on the bottom and then soft on top. You just throw them in a tin and you put an almond vanilla glaze on top. They're just so good.
Ooh.
They're so
I love.
I'm gonna
that
need.
Sounds amazing.
Sometimes.
I know, that sounds amazing. Okay, so since you're in Minnesota, what is your favorite winter activity?
Oh gosh. Well, we have like all the toys because winter's like 8 months.
What else do you do?
Yeah, it was actually a funny story. So my third book, Life's Too Short, the editor who was editing this book, she's like, why does Adrienne keep saying that it's winter in December? She's like, December is autumn. And I'm like, not here. Like here, we're walking on lakes in November. Like my husband is ice fishing in November. So we have like 8 months of winter here. Like no joke. It's like very, very long. So we have all the toys. I've got snowmobiles. My husband's got like the ice house. But to be like really honest, I don't really like doing anything in the winter. Like I don't really like going out there. It's very, very cold. And we have all the gear. So if you do decide to go outside, you're not that cold. I would probably say the only thing that I'm willing to do in the winter that I actually enjoy is maybe like taking my dog to the dog park. I like doing that, but that's because there's lots of dogs there and I get to touch dogs. But other than that, like I'm really not going outside very much this time of year. It's too cold.
Yeah, and I'm sure it just drags on, and because I've always lived places where like it snows, but then it warms up and it goes away. But like I don't know this, like it stays on the ground and on the roads till like April.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it does that.
There was one year we had 12 inches of snow in May. Like it's very, that was the year, I think it was like my second year that I lived here, and I'm from California. So like, I didn't understand seasons. Like I knew conceptually what seasons were, but it's crazy here. Like in the spring, okay, I'm down in Minneapolis, right? Everything will be blooming and it'll be like green. If you drive up north, if you even drive like an hour up north, like toward Canada, the leaves like retract back into the trees and it's like winter again up there. It's crazy. Like it's just crazy. I never understood it till I got here. So we're pretty far north. So places where it's spring, down south, it's still full on winter here. So in May it can be winter. In October it can be winter. We got 8 inches in October this year. Yeah, it's just
man.
cold and it's all the time. And but the summers are so great. Like the summers here are very mild and pretty and beautiful. Like you wait all 8 months for those 4 months.
That sounds like Western.
And then you can come out. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's pale. We're all taking vitamin D. It's so cold and dark.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
This is a good one. What is a book that you read every year for the holidays?
I love Pride and Prejudice. Like, I just love that. I love every Pride and Prejudice thing that they do. I loved the series that they made with Colin Firth. I love the movie with Keira Knightley. And I love the book. So I've got, obviously I got the paperback, but I love the audiobook of that as well. So that's one that I always come back to. And it's not even necessarily for the holidays. I just come back to that book quite a bit because it's just so great.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
I know. We always like to watch Pride and Prejudice like on like a Sunday afternoon. It's kind of like our Sunday nap movie because you turn that on and the music starts going and you're just like cozy. I'm cozying down because it just is so soft and beautiful, and it's a guaranteed nap for my husband at least every time.
And then you've seen it, so it's not like you're missing anything. You're napping.
Yeah. I know. I've never done the audiobook, and I feel like I need to find a copy because I think that would be so beautiful just to like listen to it. Because sometimes that kind of language, I'm like, I'm snoozing a little bit through, what's his name?
Darcy?
The cousin. No, never Darcy. The cousin. What's his name? I can't remember.
Abby, you have to know.
Okay, wait, are we talking about Wickham? Oh, no, you're talking about
the dorky cousin that comes and he like.
Why can't I remember his name?
I don't remember his name.
But he's like obsessed with Darcy's aunt.
Yes.
Yeah, I cannot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you a Becoming Jane fan?
Am I what?
The movie Becoming Jane. Are you a fan of that movie?
No, I haven't seen that.
What?
Okay, do I need to see that?
I've seen that.
Both of you? Oh my goodness. Yes, you need to see that movie. It's like the version of that, but about Jane Austen actually herself, like her story and how she was Pride and Prejudice. So if you haven't seen that movie, holy moly, you're gonna love it.
Mr. Collins.
It's on my list.
Mr. Collins.
That's it.
Okay.
Yes. But because when I've read it, I'm like, oh, he's so boring. But in the movie, he is like just so quirky and weird. But I bet the audio is fun. Anyway, okay, our last question is, and this might look differently this year because of COVID and everything, but what are some traditions that you and your family have every year?
Well, we always go cut down a Christmas tree. We go to a tree farm in Minnesota and we cut down a Christmas tree, and they always have like these, and they probably won't have them this year because of COVID, but they serve these like winter sausages that the family makes. So like we'll go cut down a tree and then we'll have a winter sausage by their fire pit with like some apple cider or hot chocolate because they have all that at this really cool farm. And then we come home and we decorate the tree and we put on Christmas music. That's probably like our most solid family tradition.
That's awesome.
I like that. I know. I'm hoping we can cut down our own tree this year.
They smell so good and they stay fresh, obviously, longer because you cut it.
I know. Have you found any tricks for like cutting the end and then like actually drinking water? Because I feel like they only drink for like a day, the day we bring them home, and then ours have always been like dead within like the first few days.
The fresh ones drink a ton of water. They don't do that thing where they like stop drinking water for like probably 2 weeks. I mean, they drink a ton. Like I have to fill it up every day or there's no water left.
Okay. Yeah. Because I know people are like, did you put sugar in it? They say like sugar water helps. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I haven't tried any of the tricks.
Okay. Well, maybe it's our garbage trees.
My family always cut them down and then let them like sit for a day. Like they never just brought them right in. There was always like a day. And I don't know if that maybe because in Western Washington, it's so wet, you know, like the climate is so that if you bring the tree in like the first day, it will just like drip water all over your house. So I don't know if that's like a Washington thing or if I was thinking there's something to like letting it sit for a minute, but
I don't know.
Have you guys
I'm sure I can find it on Google.
Have you ever gotten a tree and then like your cat or your dog stares at it and you're like, oh God, there's something in that tree? And they just stare at it for days and they're shivering. And you're like, no, tree? My dogs do this to me every year and I'm like, there's a live thing in that tree. Like for sure. There has to be.
That would scare me.
My only like Christmas tree memory with my dog, I have a Great Dane, and she ate her very first Christmas. She was like a 4-month-old puppy her first year, and she ate a glass Christmas ball. Like thought it was a ball, and thought she was gonna die. I called the vet, and they were like, feed her an entire, and I never have this in my fridge, but I just happened to feed her an entire roll of crescent dough. That was the
trick. Did that
work?
Because it like encases the sharp pieces so that it doesn't like cut their stomach. So
oh my goodness.
You know what else works for that? I thought this is what you were going to say is you dip a cotton ball in heavy whipping cream and it does the same thing. The cotton ball goes through and like collects all of the stuff and then they just poop it out.
Oh my gosh.
Don't tell me this. This is our first year Christmas with our dog and I'm like, she just eats I'm not worried about my toddler this year. I'm worried about my dog and our Christmas tree. Like I can just see her like just mowing through everything within reach. Oh, anyway. Okay. Well, what?
Don't do glass. And if you do, now we both just get tips. So you're good to go.
I know. That's true. So tell us about your book. What are you presenting to us?
Okay, so my new one is Life's Too Short. This is my third book. And while all my books are in the same universe, and you're going to see a lot of the characters from the first 2 books in here, it is a standalone. It's probably more standalone than the other 2. So you can read it by itself if you would like. We get cameos from the other characters in this. And it's about a young woman named Vanessa Price and an attorney who lives next door to her named Adrienne Copeland. And Vanessa has a family history of ALS. She's got, in her family, she's got hereditary ALS. So she spends her entire life not knowing whether or not she's going to come down with the disease. So she's very much a live for the day kind of person. She's an inspirational YouTuber. And she meets Adrienne at sort of like a weird place in her life where she's, like all of us, trapped in her apartment. She's watching her sister's newborn baby and she's unable to travel or do any, her job. And she ends up meeting Adrienne Copeland and spending a really wonderful month with him. and it's during the Christmas season. So we talked about this before we started the video, but we're giving away 5 copies of these. And I think it's a perfect holiday read. So I think it's going to be a really fun giveaway.
That's awesome. Okay,
We're so excited.
If somebody has not read you before, what can they expect when they, pick up one of your books?
My books have a very high readability to them. They're very bingeable. I've got really great dialogue, I've been told, in my novels. They are very, very funny, and they will hit you very, very, very deep. I promise you, you will laugh and you will sob. They're rom-coms, but they're deeper rom-coms, so you're going to get a lot of depth in them. And but I always make you whole at the end. So these are romances, so it's going to have a happy ever after or a happy for now. So you're going to walk away okay.
Okay, so what do you have
I agree.
after this book? Are you already on to a new project? Can you share a little bit with us about that?
So I just signed another 3-book deal with Forever Romance. So
Yay.
I know there's going to be 6 books total, and I just turned in book number 4, and it's all like very, very tentative. But if my editor likes what I have given her, that's going to be a social age gap romance with a young man and an older woman. So, and it's very fun. Yeah, I really had a good time writing it. And that one wouldn't be out until 2022. So it's still a bit of ways, but I did turn that in, and now I'm working on a 5th one already. So I'm always kind of working on something. I get very bored very fast.
So the ones that you're giving away, though, they're advanced copies, right?
Yep.
It's not out yet. So when does it come out?
April 6th of next year. So if you get one of these, you're getting them a cool 4 or 5 months early. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, so exciting. Well, this was so great, Abby. I'm so glad that we could talk with you and get to know you better and chat about the holidays and give away those books, because those are hot items. I know that everyone on Bookstagram is freaking out that they want that book. So we are so excited.
Very glad to hear it. It's a fun
So, but anyway,
the merriest of Christmases, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for talking. Bye.
Bye.